most difficult aspect of hearing loss is the feeling isolated, feeling excluded, not feeling like part of the group. That has been just the most difficult for me to handle personally. Because I have a disability, I think it's made me probably more compassionate for people struggling, and also it made me more, it maybe gave me a keener perception of body language and facial expression. I notice things that maybe other people might not notice.
So, Jennifer, can you hear me okay? I would like you just to repeat that last word he asks you to say.
I was born with a mild, moderate hearing loss, and as you can see, it hasn't affected my speech because I hear the high frequencies better than the low ones, and it's the high frequencies you need to develop speech. If you're not facing me, or if you have your hand over your mouth, or if you have a very deep voice or a strong accent, the chances are good that I'll have a lot of trouble understanding you.
Some people like to have more volume, or sometimes they like to have a tone adjustment.
Well, technology definitely helps. I use an IP relay service to speak on the phone. I use an FM system to hold meetings. Sometimes for a very large meeting or a large event, I request a CART transcription, which is another form of voice to text technology.
So it's going to feel kind of soft and gooey, also a little bit cold when it goes in, okay?
Hearing aids are the main thing, to have good hearing aids. So the audiologists here at Western Institute for Deaf and Hard of Hearing are the best that I've ever worked with.
So today we're going to start with talking about hearing loss.
I was born deaf, so I've been deaf all my life. I don't expect other people to know how to communicate with me inherently. If I see some problems coming up or surrounding communication, I feel like it's my responsibility to let them know and explain what would be the best way. For example, emailing me as opposed to phoning me. Or during a meeting, not talking over each other as it's difficult for the interpreter to follow, having appropriate turn taking, and for myself, I feel like that's my responsibility to do.
Hello, Community Interpreting Services. How can I help you?
WIDHH has helped me a lot in my job as a business analyst. I've hired interpreters, and they've been wonderful.
Okay, I'll call you back when the interpreter is booked.
Now planning to recruit people to do the serving job.
When I first started working with Mountain Equipment Co-op, that was through WIDHH. They helped me and referred me to that job, and I've used them to go through other agencies as well. I did work for Mountain Equipment Co-op for 8 years. Some barriers I've run into with any jobs I've had have been mostly around awareness and what myself as a deaf person is able to do. A lot of times they think I'm not able to do something due to being deaf, and so I really take advantage of those situations and show all of the things I am capable of doing. And not just showing the small amount of things a deaf person's able to do, but an immense amount of things deaf people are able to do. And so I think those give me opportunities to really grow in the profession.
And I don't know why people make it so big deal to take a deaf person as a server or to integrate them into the hospitality business.
I think it's important for employers to know that working with a deaf person doesn't have to be a scary experience. And rather than assuming a deaf person can't do something, to just ask. They might have a lot of hidden skills that they're unaware of. And have different workarounds for things as opposed to using the phone, using email and whatnot. I think asking direct questions is the way to go.
First of all, does your boss know that you have a hearing loss?
No.
Have you disclosed this to the employer?
No.
I think what I wish more people understood was how exhausting it can be to have a hearing loss. That we're speaking and I'm reading your lips and I'm really focusing intensely on what you're saying. I'm converting the sounds, the ones that I don't miss, into words, and I'm converting the words into meaning, and then I'm putting all that in context, and meanwhile you're still talking, so I'm playing catch up. I want more people to understand that I'm working really, really hard when I'm hearing, when I'm focusing, when I'm reading lips. It's hard work. and I'm really tired. When I come home at the end of a long day, sometimes I take off my hearing aids even before I take off my shoes. When you have a hearing loss or maybe even any disability, you're not just dealing with the physical limitation. You're also dealing with sometimes social exclusion, stigma, discrimination, sometimes for your whole life. I need a sense of belonging, a sense of being accepted, probably more than the average person.
I would tell a deaf person not to limit themselves, not to think that they're not able to do something. Just to really get in there and do your best and see what you can do. There's deaf people have different ways of doing all sorts of things, and any goal is achievable.
Being deaf is lonely enough, so I would suggest, even if it's difficult, even if it's frustrating, get out there. Volunteer, work, take courses. It's not only good for you, but I think it's good for the community in general.
Don't limit yourself. Go after your dreams. Go after your wishes and what you want.
The Western Institute for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, WIDHH, is a British Columbian nonprofit agency passionately committed to empowering deaf, deafblind, deafened, and hard of hearing individuals. WIDHH provides the widest range of high-quality, unbiased services under one roof and can assist with audiology, counseling, interpreting, and communication devices. For more information, please visit www.widhh.com.